Testing, testing. Wonder if they can hear it. Okie doke. Alright, let's see here. Is this image? How's this image look? Yeah. Pops right up. Very good. Very good. Hello, what's up, Mukenkai? Can you hear me? That's my first question. I don't know if that can be heard. I need to make sure that I can be heard on this thing. Let's see. Wonder if this works. Okay, that still works. That's good. I can easily go into Smash. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Let me lower the in-game volume. Because I've usually been streaming on Twitch here and there, but I never came onto YouTube yet, so let me do something real quick. There we go. Glad you guys can hear me. Welcome to the stream for now. I'm just basically trying to open up for a brief discussion. I just wanted to see if this thing will work for future purposes. So how's everyone doing tonight? How is everyone doing? I just noticed Marth low-key sounds like Kurama. That's good. I'm glad you're... Alright, that's good. That works. Just had to make sure that works well enough for me to go in and out of it. Okay. Ooh. Too close to the mic. Yeah, I do actually watch Hunter x Hunter. I'm actually trying to get into it a little more. Actually, no, I've finished Hunter x Hunter, at least the anime, but in the manga I haven't been up to date 100%. But I've definitely gotten pretty far in it. Let's see here. What can I do that will be see, I still have all the other pictures. Yeah, I still have the Kurama, the Hiei, Toguro. Yeah, I still got those pictures up. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Togashi's work. It's relatively a test stream and a short one, but feel free to ask any questions you have in regards to the basics of Yu Yu Hakusho, any other series. I was thinking of man, there's so much we can do here, but we got a lot to look forward to in the future. Let's see, does this still pop up? Okay, yeah, that still props up. That's still a thing. That's good. All right. So anyway, which one of you guys is favorite anime? Let's start a topic. Let's start a video topic. So what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk a little bit about. Let me open up a basic file here. Let's see if I can get something basic open. Probably something like Manga Studio, I think. Hope it doesn't slow down too much. I got a lot of things running, so it may not be the smoothest. Let's see here. Take that. Let's see here. Let's change this window. No. Change the window to over here. And I should be able to easily just switch. There we go. All right. There we go. I could do so much right now. All right, so this is working pretty good. So can the stream still be heard? That's my question, because I don't know if it could still be heard or not. Are you glad they released a mobile game for Yu Hakusho? Because now there's actually PNGs for characters. Actually, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's actually good, because finding those images for characters in Yu Hakusho can be a hassle, especially because there's so much good art. Let's see here. I actually think I downloaded Takahashi's work. Let's see here if I have a document file. I still have it right here. The Gashu art book. Let's see. I can pull it up right here. I'll probably pull it up right here. So yes, I still have some of the actual official art book pages, serial numbers and stuff scanned in. All right, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you can hear me. Can you start a series on power scaling of Hunter x Hunter and Naruto? Hunter x Hunter, I can probably do. Naruto, I mean, my power scaling for Naruto is a little bit different than probably like big guys like Seth the Programmer or like Swag Kage. But if I were to do a power scaling on Naruto, it will probably lowball a couple things, but not everything. Like, I do actually believe like Naruto characters could sit in the upper ranges of like I do believe they are like in the planetary ranges, but I probably wouldn't say things like, you know, Naruto is equal throughout all shadow clones, or like shadow clone doesn't fatigue him or split it up. Like, the shadow clones do split his power, you know. Otherwise, if each shadow clone was Naruto level, then I'm pretty sure he would have mollywopped Sasuke pretty handily. I would say that at least. But yeah, that's for the most part. All right. So yeah, I would say exactly. Yeah, like, I mean, there was a video they did a while back when I think Seth did a video, Mastered Ultra Instinct versus Naruto, and I don't have a problem with how I don't really have a problem with any of what was stated in the video. I do, however, I'm not 100% in agreement with like Naruto automatically, you know, being at such a level where he would be equal to each shadow clone, or like saying that Goku can't fight shadow clones that are all like equal, because Goku fought Cell's clones that all pretty much had like relative strength to each other, and Cell was way stronger than Goku. So I don't know. There's a couple things I wasn't 100% with, but overall, I think Naruto is a beastly character. But I do got to say, Yu Yu Hakusho, from what I've noticed over the years, has been heavily slept on. Oh snap! What's up, Andre? Yeah, I'm on YouTube now, not just Twitch. Though on Twitch, Twitch, I feel like when I'm on Twitch, it freezes up a lot more. I don't know what it is. But I can get away with a little bit more on Twitch. That's why I might return. But right now I'm checking out YouTube for the time being, because YouTube I don't have to play the game. Tagashi is just a great artist though. When he was younger. This Botan picture looks really good, but it also looks really awkward. It's like if she was in real life. These are like pictures of them if they were like IRL. I have to say Kuwabara has a big head. I'm assuming that's Yukina or Keiko. And Toguro and the younger Toguro. Are you familiar with an anime fighting game called BlazBlue? I am familiar with BlazBlue. I actually have a friend who was competitive in it. He went to Summer Jam or something like that, and he competed in BlazBlue. Let me ask him, actually. Let me ask him right now. I have him on Discord. I can ask him. My Discord currently is being tested, by the way, so it will eventually come together, but I gotta... Let me see here. His name is Xavier. Let me see. Hold up. I gotta type to this buffoon. You ever competed in a BlazBlue bracket? Actually, I should get into Powerscaling BlazBlue. I wouldn't mind that, because I need a new series. Because like Yu Yu Hakusho, I'll tell you this, guys. When you Powerscale a series, it's not that straightforward. Yeah, I'll just do that. Slideshow. Simple slideshow. Something basic. But, like, I'm not that... When it comes to power scaling, it's like... It's the most difficult thing is when you have to... When you have to, like, reread everything, and then you gotta look in between the lines and find possible data books. But, yeah. Oh, your avatar is from the series. I'm sorry, I didn't read that part. So, your avatar is from BlazBlue. Interesting. But I'm definitely familiar with the game. I definitely am. Wow, Botan with blonde hair. Was that her intentional hair color? All right, now the artwork looks really good now. I wonder why the slideshow is moving so fast. Let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just continue it. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there are a lot of ways you can power scale a series. One thing I want to introduce for as a topic too. Let me see. Let me edit this title. I put with gaming, but I might not do no gaming. I want to say low end and high end. Let's start a topic right now. So the topic today is going to be like low end and high end scaling. And I'm just going to say this. Power scaling, at any rate, you have to understand there's a low end and there's a high end to all of it. Because if you don't consider the low end and high end, you get with like, you're going to run into a lot of disagreements. And in my personal opinion, it's always important to understand a character can be interpreted in so many different ways. Like, for example, Suzaku, I forgot where he said it at, but there was a scan, right? There was a scan where Suzaku said he would turn entire human world into hell. I did have the original Japanese scan, but I don't know if I have the Japanese scan anymore. But Suzaku said he would turn the human world into hell, and I was like, well, in Yu Yu Hakusho, hell is based on the Yama Buddhistic hell, because we know it's a series literally based on that. And it's very clear that someone like Toguro, who went to Limbo and like all the other stuff we learn about in the series, there's like a heaven, there's a hell, there's a limbo, there's a dark realm. There's a demon world, human world, and there's the obvious underworld. I didn't like the versus battle wikia. They said like the underworld and those things were like the same size. And I was like, what? Like, no. You cannot assume the underworld is the same size as Earth. You could say it's the bare minimum, but let me show you guys a couple scans. I think I had a couple scans that I pulled up with a buddy of mine. I got to be careful because Chrome is going to eat all my RAM. I'm using a laptop, not a PC. Let's see here. Because we was discussing that. We were saying things like, what if Sensui, we wasn't trying to wank, but we were saying, what if Sensui and them, if you highball them, like if you do wank them, what if they were actually up there with like, you know, massively faster than light or something like that? Because I was trying to tell people who didn't understand the scans, like if you really look at the scan, Botan is saying that. I'll pull it up on the screen right now. Yeah, I'm gonna just pull it up. But yeah, he thought he could destroy King Yama too. Yeah, he did. He did think he could destroy King Yama. That was strange. All right. Stop slideshow. There, no more. You don't need to talk. Okay, there we go. Kind of like Bleach with dimensional tier statements. Yeah, versus battle can be trash at times. Like, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many things they've done. Like, hold up. They put Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 is only multi-solar system. Like, my guy, did you not watch the original series? Like, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. But this scan right here, let's take a look at it. So if you guys read it, it says Sayaka's longings have intensified to take on the traces of resentment and evil. She's dangerous. She only wants a friend, but that's causing her to drag someone else down with her. If they try to enter heaven like that, they'll be lost at to a realm of darkness, a purgatory of souls where no light ever shines through. So light has to come through this realm, but light can't reach it. I would think it's worse than hell. So you can either really interpret this to be at the end of a universe because light never reaches it, kind of like how Yakon's planet is in Dragon Ball, or you can interpret this to be like some type of pseudo black hole. Like if you want to highball this statement, you got to factor this in because hold on, I'll pull up the other scan because there's another scan too. It's a couple things because this is the beauty of the manga. The manga shows so much more. I think it's in the original volume. I'm gonna pull it up. See here, I think it was volume 1 because I got the whole series. I have every volume of the series. Cost a penny, but is worth it. Let me see here. Because Botan, there's a point. Is this it? No, this is not it. The same kid that's getting dragged up there. That's where the scene belongs to. Hold on. All right, let's see here. Which scene is it? Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. Where Botan takes the dog. So here it is. I'm gonna pull it up on screen first. I don't want to get like flagged for showing stuff. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna capture it and I'm gonna drag it over here. So this is the scan. I don't know if you guys are watching, right? So let me know if you guys can see that. Botan is taking him or the dog to heaven. So this means Botan knows how to get past that realm of darkness. So even though light doesn't shine through the realm of darkness, and you see the kanji for flash, meaning she's emitting some type of light, even though she's in his dream, because she's astral. Hey, what's up, Jigan King? Glad you came here. We're actually having a discussion about Botan in her high-end statements. Let me say here, discussion. Let's change the title to Yu Hakusho Light Speed Discussion. In other anime, because I could. I'm gonna keeping this up for a little bit. All right. So anyway, right here in this scan, what's being indicated is that Botan is able to take this dog to heaven. So the first thing you have to wonder is, because where does it say? She says he could find peace in heaven. So if she's being a guide to the dog itself, or Jiro, you can call it, not Jiren. I don't think the dog's multiversal, but no. But she's taking the dog Jiro to heaven, and as we've seen in this scan, to get to heaven, you got to get past this realm of darkness that you can see here, this little void. And that would imply that Botan can move more than likely faster than light, because it says where no light ever shines through. And this isn't the first time you'll see a character who can hit light speed, who's like fodder. Like Botan's obviously fodder in combat, but like in her avatar state, or her avatar state, she can obviously do a lot more. If you want another character, I'm gonna pull up. Here's another character who can also. Let me show you. Here's another character who can also like go faster than light speed, but she's fodder in combat. I'm sure a lot of you guys recognize her. But yeah, I believe that, I forgot there was like a scene where somebody actually shot at her, but the bullets just like burned through her and it didn't even go through. But like, the point is, like, Baba is like a character who can obviously go to and forth to the afterlife. So like characters, just because they're like fodder and they're not like fighters, that doesn't mean they're like inherently that weak, if you think about it. But yeah. What's your favorite? Oh, my favorite Yu Yu Hakusho fight. Hello, what's up? Hey, what's up, Carl Page? Welcome to the stream. We're just having a brief discussion on power scaling. And my favorite fight in Yu Yu Hakusho is actually going to be the Sensui versus Yusuke. I more so like the chase scene, if more than anything, when they first fight. I guess it's because I like the setting, being in the middle of a city. Like, I enjoyed that fight. The Yomi and Yusuke fight I did enjoy as well, but I'm going to say the Sensui versus fight. Also, I was going to save this for my next, for the next video, but I remember I had a discussion, right? And somebody said, Kurama. They said nobody in Yu Yu Hakusho has like really crazy feats, but there are a couple feats. Let me know if you guys want to see it. It is kind of a spoiler, but I'll show you guys if you're interested. But speaking back on the main topic, let me see if I can show this one. At this scan right here, you can see here where my mouse is hovering. This is Botan and her other friend, who also is the leader of the pilot of River Styx. But as you can see here, Underworld has stars, a bunch of stars and constellation. Now keep in mind these stars, right? Now that's one. Let me show you the next scan. This is Kurama and Yusuke around the volume 19. This is like the end of it. They're having a conversation looking up. And this is, again, the constellation of stars. Now, why am I showing you this? I'm going to show you why in a second. I just want to also note that the SDF is also extremely fast in their astral forms. As you can see, they're traveling here. But why I was showing you that is because here's Sensui. When they went into hyperspace, right? The space between worlds. This is Sensui, Kurama, and Hiei. And notice in the background bottom length, like you can argue it's cosmetic, but there looks to be a numerous amount of constellations and stars. So that right there speaks a lot because it's consistent. Tagashi also drew these stars here in the background, as you can see. This was a scan discussing about how holy chi can extinguish any flame or pretty much any like spell because it can't be sealed. That's what I was saying. Like when Yusuke at the end of series gets it, that speaks a lot for Yusuke because he technically has like a lot of resistance hacks on elements. But yeah, let's see here. Back to chat. All right, best villain out of Sensui, Meruem, Toguro, Chrollo, and Hisoka. I'm gonna have to go with Sensui. Sensui was the best villain because he started off as a good guy, but he had a good reason to be evil, and also his disorders of having 7 personalities is similar to like real life, like theories of MK Ultra, which actually did happen, and then like personality disorder and such. Like it's actually really interesting how they incorporated that for Sensui. And his mastermind, he was also an intelligent villain, so it made him as a character very interesting, especially because he was essentially Yusuke's weakness, his fighting style, and he was just really interesting as a character overall. But yeah, any other questions, guys? Because I could show you the feat I was talking about if you want to see it. Does anyone in the chat want to see the S-class feat that actually is very impressive that a lot of people overlook? Let's see here. Yep. All right, let's see here. Yu Yu Hakusho. I think I have the scan. There's another scan where Yusuke, where does it happen to? Because Yusuke got knocked off the planet in one of the scans, I remember. Like, it's actually, like, legit he gets knocked off the planet. I know the S-Class video is not for a while, and I probably already now have the answer, but do you consider S-Class Yu Yu Hakusho as universal multiversal, like Sir Slash implies? Apologies for asking this. Okay. No. Not even close. The closest wank you could possibly ever even come close to for Yu Yu Hakusho having some multiverse or universal level is Yakumo. And I think that's like with the power gem or something like that, because I don't remember 100% the movie, but Yakumo, if he was literally going to create a world like the underworld and such, and you see all these constellations, you see a bunch of stars and demon world and underworld and the human world, yeah, the human world is universal in size, but since we said I'm going to destroy the Ningenkai, as in the world of the living, and obviously humans don't live on Mars, so clearly Sensui's talking about the planet, and he says he loves the birds and the trees, so Sensui in that scan is specifying he only meant Earth. Now, if you're talking about Yakumo really creating like his own world, like Demon World and such, then maybe you can argue Yakumo is universal, but I don't even know if the movie was canon. I'm not sure what the Yu Yu Hakusho guidebooks say, because let me show you guys here, because this, let's see if I have some scans. I'm still translating these. I do know Yu Yu Hakusho Forever, they helped translate it. Like, this is the one where, like, an interview where Tagashi talks about this member of the SDF. I forgot his name, but he was able to take out Yoko Kurama, this guy right here. And you see him in the OVA. In the OVA, he didn't have the power to take out, what's his name? The other captains. Like the bunch. Sorry, I had some memes here. But yeah, he is stated that he's the one who injured Yoko Kurama. So he didn't need the SDF. He actually himself is a high A-class tier. And the guys who infiltrated and held the hostages in Spirit World, they're obviously A tier as well, because they were able to take out. The SDF couldn't do anything about it. So that tells you that Yusuke and Kuwabara, like, literally one-shot those dudes. That's why everyone said at the end of series Kuwabara is at least S-class by the end of series. But yeah, let me see here. But yeah, that's my answer overall, though. But keep in mind, that's just one part. All right, let's see. Is the water turning the frogs gay? I don't know. And no idea. I mean, if the gay isn't happy, yes, water does turn frogs happy. Tagashi is such a good writer, as he made Sensui so overpowered that he gave him a planet buster and gave him more characterization that he admitted that he loved the planet. Exactly. That's a key point, because people will say the same thing like Cell couldn't blow up the Earth. And I'm like, of course Cell isn't going to actually blow up the planet. He loves Cell isn't going to blow up the planet because the author, Toriyama, is like, if I let Earth get blown up, then there's no Earth for the story to continue. The good guys can't let the Earth blow up. It goes into an example I always said. It's like, are statements better than feats? Not always, but let me give you an example. If I said I could do a backflip, right? And you asked me to do one, and I said, well, I can't do one right now. I'm injured or something like that. That's kind of like, and then you ask somebody else who's like the owner of the gym, and like you look in the Guinness Book of World Records, like, which is a guidebook in real life. It's like Guinness Book of World Records says Atari has done 15 consecutive backflips, and it's like, well, there you go. You have evidence. You have multiple witnesses. So just because you don't actually see me do it and nobody recorded it, that doesn't mean I didn't do it when you have a bunch of witnesses and you see a championship. So that's kind of like where we go about when it comes to statements. But let me read the next one. More of a high-end scale for universal being. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, I meant Sir Slash, but honest mistake for my type. No, it's fine. It's fine, Mr. Hazama. But yeah, Yakumo, from what I know, is the only character who can possibly scale the universal for Yu Yu Hakusho. Or maybe if you're using Jump Force Yusuke, who's like complex multiverse or like hyperverse or something like that. Like, but I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just gonna say that Yu Yu Hakusho got some crazy feats. Or they have a lot of things that people overlook. Which one is it? Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Where Yusuke gets knocked out of orbit. All right, let's see here. Let's see. No, that's not it. I'm looking for the scan right now. Okay, there we go. It's this girl. It happens here. Heh, it was funny. She told Yusuke she'll knock him to the end of the universe. That was actually kind of funny. Because she planned on getting to heaven where light never even reaches. So, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Found it. So Yusuke, here's what happens. Yusuke tries to stop this girl from getting beat by these demons, right? I'm gonna show the first scan of that. So the first scan of that is like right here, and then the next page, a couple pages over, Botan is like, oh, what happened? They're like, where's Yusuke at? And then it's like right here in this scan. Right here. He got knocked off the planet itself. Who would who would win between Toguro or Meruem? All right, so here's my problem. If I'm going to highball, Toguro would stomp Meruem. Only because Toguro, even if we lowball, Meruem doesn't have anything that puts him around Suzaku speed or like characters of that speed class. And even if we say Suzaku was like lightning timing, right? Like basic 220 miles per hour, 220,000 miles per hour. The fact is, Toguro, even if I lowball, we know Toguro's strength increases linearly with his speed. That he blitzed Yusuke multiple times despite how big he was. So Toguro not only did that, he also could he would blitz Meruem mainly because he could just get like a 10 times speed increase, because Toguro, by 20% Toguro would stomp Suzaku. So even if I lowball, he's still like 5 times faster than lightning, bare minimum. So, but yeah, and yeah, it's like a dead zone. I would say that's exactly it. It's like a dead zone. But I would say, like, an actual fight, Meruem, even if it was post-Rose Meruem, it would be hard. The only thing I would say is if Meruem like gets a chew out of Toguro, because Yu Yu Hakusho characters do have Nen. They do have Nen. I do remember there was a chapter where they say that they have Nen. So yes, Yu Yu Hakusho characters have Chi, Nen, or Rei. Basically spiritual energy, Chi, chakra. They pretty much have all of it. But they do definitely have Nen. I do remember that. So Meruem may be able to actually extract Nen from Toguro, technically. But it really depends. I think I have the scan. Let me see if I can find it off screen. Let's see if I can find that. Let's see here. Oh, no. That was the scan where Sensui says he's stronger. Let's see here. Nen. There is a scan that he does. They do talk about Nen. It's right. Okay. We're gonna end the stream in about 10 more minutes because I do gotta eat. But let me see if I can find it. Yusuke overcomes Sensui. Is that the one? I can't find it exactly, but I do definitely know that they use Nen. I'll definitely mention it in the next video, though. But yeah. But yeah, all right. So let's see here. To conclude on the basic premise is that it's very clear that the space between these worlds are definitely like are definitely in that class. That they're definitely planetary size. Let me see here. Let's see if I can pull it. Here it is. I got the scan. This one right here. Yeah, so it's very clear that the space between worlds is this blue background. This blue background technically, like, so follow my mouse. This is where Yusuke and the others are, right? Or wait, which one is human world? I'm losing it right now. But let's see here. This is it. This is human world. This says Ningen. Yeah, this says Negan right here, and this is Kai. That's Ma-Kai, and that's, I forgot how to say underworld, but that's Ma-Kai, and that's Ningen Kai. So starting from this green place, they pretty much went from this mount, like if you follow my cursor, they went from here to here. So they're traveling in between dimensions, right? Now, even if I assume that this is like the Earth's planet size, they took Sensui in them, they're traveling in like, they're technically traveling across, like, even if we say this is Earth size, the space between here, they're traveling like probably like 6,000 miles in like only a couple seconds. So that's an extreme low ball, because of course we see that in between this realm there are stars. There are multiple stars, but I would say that's probably the more impressive speed feats you see in Yu Yu Hakusho. But anyway, what other feat did I want to showcase? Let me see if I could show right now. Kurama versus Shigure. This is why I was telling people. I remember a while back on Google Plus, I said the Nine Tails versus Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho. A lot of people said that the Nine Tails will win, but a lot of people don't realize that Kurama's base form is stronger than Sensui, whose aura itself was a threat to the planet, right? Let me show you. It's right here. So right here. I didn't want. I know it's going to be a while until the S class video comes out, but I could show you guys right here. This is right here. Let me at least show you guys this. Let me see here. Wow. So, darkest moments in Yu Yu Hakusho. The darkest moment I want to say is in the manga, where one of them someone got ripped apart. It was like when, because in the manga version there was most of the manga got censored. There were actually some uncensored scans where there's a lot of inappropriate stuff. Let's see. But yeah. Oh yeah, Kurama would. Yeah, definitely. Of course he would. Darkest moments in Yu Yu Hakusho, but that's, yeah. Yu Yu Hakusho gets too much downplay. It's not even funny. I've been a fan since I was 16, 34 now, and while I don't wank the series in spite of being my number one, I always figured that it's a lot stronger. I agree. I've been a fan since I was 8, and I'm 26 right now. So, but I never actually went into power scaling purposes until much later. I've been power scaling Yu Yu Hakusho. I remember I used to say they're way stronger than people give them credit for. But then I actually said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to not read the fan translations. I'm going to go online, read the Japanese or read the English ones myself, and make my own assessment. Let me show you guys right here in this chapter. So before I show you the feat Kurama does, right, pay attention. So these are the last 5 minutes of these are about the last 7 minutes of this video, right? Yeah, absolutely. Let me show you guys the last couple minutes. This is a spoiler, but let me show you. So it seems like a stretch to most people, but if you read here, this is the arenas. So for those who don't understand, the arenas have, it's a giant circular field with natural terrain. So these are natural. They're not artificial, right? Allowing participants to pick their favorite combat setting. Let me go on my old amino. I had an old amino where I further talked about the size of Demon World. Now, I'm not going to talk about the Jigan King knows about that thread. I'm sure you know about it, Jigan King, where I talked about it. But I'm just going to show, one of the scans. just to give you guys an idea. So first, it's very hard to see, very hard. But this pixel here for this mountain, this is a small mountain. Small mountains in real life minimize, or at least a bare minimum of 2,000 feet. And then I just did basic scaling for the pillar. These pillars up here. It doesn't look like it, but in reality, if this was real life, these pillars would be like large island to almost small country size. Well, not small countryside, but they'd be at least large. They'd be at least small islandish size or large island. Because remember, the arena that Toguro was on, it took him 6 hours to get from. Let me see if I can pull that up too. I always love to bring evidence because I don't like to wank either. But let me see if I can get it right here. Let me follow back up with the chat. Probably before Boruto was even a thing. Yeah, absolutely. So how far does Ryzen get into GBZ? I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But first, I'm going to show you. Jigan King, if you want to know how far Ryzen would get, let me just show you how impressive base form Kurama is. Watch this. So you see this? These are mountains, right? They're at least, given the size of the island, they should be around large mountain. And the reason we know this is because Toguro pretty much went from here to here. And it took Toguro let's say a brisk walking pace was like 4 miles per hour. It took Toguro about 6 hours while Hiei was knocked out. Kurama says you were knocked out for 6 hours. Where does he say it? Hold on. He tells Hiei he was knocked out for 6 hours. But he tells Hiei, he says, you've been knocked out for 6 hours. And while you was knocked out, Toguro went ahead and brought the whole arena over here. So that's impressive because it shows that the island is obviously like 24 miles at the bare minimum, at least 18 miles large. And you got to think about, to give you guys a perspective, Rhode Island, because I used to live there before, Rhode Island is a state that's 40 miles in latitude and like 20-something miles in longitude. So the island Toguro or Yusuke and them on, it's like half the size of Rhode Island. If you guys want to get an idea of that, that's extremely big. So I don't know where any of you guys live, but like, let's say one of you guys, if you guys ever been to like Florida or something like that, that's bigger than Miami. So it's actually a lot bigger than people think. It's very impressive that the Spirit Gun Yusuke shot dwarfed the island in that sense. So now that I've talked about that, these right here would obviously be bigger than that island, right? And we see Yusuke destroy a multitude of them. So let's conclude it up. Let's wrap it up. The plateau that Sensui pretty much destroyed with just the shockwave of his punch was about this big, which dwarfs these little things. So I think these are like 57,000 feet high, and like doing this right here. I think this would like be like about the size of like. It's hard to really scale how big it would really be, but let me see here. Let me see how big it would be. It feels like. Basic mileage. Yeah, it would be about 10 miles. Seems a little strange, but it would be about 10 miles. 10 miles tall, which if you think about that, for something to be 10 miles tall is ridiculous. It's crazy. But yeah, I would say Ryzen, my favorite character in Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. My favorite character in Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter is going to be, my favorite character in Yu Yu Hakusho has to be between Yusuke and Kurama. Alright, actually it's hard. I love all four of them. But like if I had to exclusively pick one of my favorites, it's probably, I love Jin, like his personality, but I like Yusuke. Yusuke is one of my favorite characters. I know it seems boring, but Yusuke has a personality that's so unique to most anime, you don't see it often. But yeah, to give you guys the basic, I'm gonna show you this. It is better dub. The thing about Yu Yu Hakusho is if you're watching it for entertainment, watch it in dub. But if you're watching it for information power scaling, watch it in sub, because the sub is going to give you more info. But yeah, let me show this right here. So this right here is natural terrain, allowing for participants to pick their favorite combat settings. The arena has a desert, so this is a natural desert, a natural lake. So you might be asking, what deserts are a lake? Remember, this is fiction, and this is like a demon world mountain. Mountains in demon world, as I already showed you in the previous scans, mountains in demon worlds are ridiculous. The circular arena is invisible. You can't see it. Then you have the jungle, and then you have a savanna. Now, for those of you who don't understand, a savanna can take up to like 40. The smallest savanna is like 40% the mass of Africa. So when we did calcs for these based around Africa's savanna, this continent was about the size of like North America or South America or something like that. It seemed a little bit far-fetched at first, but when you did the math based on the statement, these would have been continental in size. Yeah. Dubs definitely Dubs gives you more feats on what characters can do since they explain it more. So yeah, Sub will explain it a little more in detail. Here's the feat. Let me see if I can see my OBS. So you guys can. Alright, so this right here. I remember this right here. So this is Kurama. Kurama said to himself he's not going to use Yoko. So Kurama refused to use his Yoko form, which would have been an 80 times multiplier, right? So that right there is important. So he planted seeds of the Okaninju, and then right here, this is where he does the feat. Oh, and keep in mind, guys, Shigure was around Sensui tier, obviously stronger than Sensui, but... So Kurama does this. Kurama goes all out and breaks his limits. And this is my favorite feat in the entire series. Dang, I'm speaking really loud. Sorry. So the lady has to fly away. This mountain, the trees. He's feeding it so much spirit energy that this entire continental size arena All right, so let's skip the filler, and that's the screenshot right there. So Kurama pretty much, let's say if you put Kurama on North America, I know it sounds stupid because it's anime. I mean, it doesn't really look it, and sometimes it doesn't feel it. But keep in mind the arena's above the clouds elevation. But this pretty much would say that Kurama's base form performed a continental level feat in base. So obviously, Kurama's way stronger than that, and a continent in Demon World is way, way more durable than a continent in the human world. But yeah, that's pretty much the feat I wanted to show you guys before I closed out the stream. But yeah, let's see here. I say Ryzen goes as far as Captain Ginyu level. He stops there. And yeah, I have a Discord. I'll put the Discord of mine in the link below. Let me see here. But yeah, that's the final feat I wanted to show before ending the. I'll take a couple more questions if you guys have some. But that's the last feat I wanted to show because I thought a lot of people. That's the Discord, by the way. I thought a lot of people sleep on Yu Yu Hakusho, and this feat right here, the fact that Kurama could do that to something like a lake, like including like a lake, a desert, a savanna. Kurama would literally like be able to use a tree's roots to pretty much destroy an entire continent, which sounds crazy because he could become 80 times stronger than the continent itself. Like he can become 80 times stronger and stack that. Let me pull up the math for it. As far as attack potency goes, how much strength do you need to destroy a continent? Because I would assume that this is like high continental level. So, like, you need at least there's about 760 teratons to destroy a continent on the surface level. Now, obviously, you can see Kurama outgrew the mountain, pretty much destroyed everything that was on the surface because of the tree's roots. So, you could put Kurama, let's say he would be in the middle point. So, let's put him about 2 exatons TNT. Or, 2 petatons. If you do the math for, him being 80, he'd obviously hit multi-cont for this. So being surface multi-continental still supports that, and S-class is surface level. And obviously Kurama can obviously dish out a lot more power than that. But that's impressive to say the least. But yeah, that pretty much stays right there. Top 5 anime manga characters. All right, my top 5 anime manga characters. The first one is going to be Son Goku. All right, this is not going to be in order because as far as I like Son Goku, I like Yusuke Urameshi, Baki Hanma is like one of my all-time favorites. I love Baki. His such a cool character. Let's see here. Who else? I do enjoy Izuku Midoriya, but let's see here. Yeah, I can add you. Definitely. All right, let's see here. Thanks, Mr. Hazama. But yeah, let's see. I want to say, I'm not going to think too much about it. I'm just going to say Goku, Yusuke, Naruto are definitely big inspirations. Goku, Yusuke, Naruto, Baki, and Midora. Or what's his name? Midoriya. Yeah. Or he's from Toriko. I'm sure you guys know who he is. Midora from Toriko. He's you guys have probably seen him before. He's this guy. He's really powerful. Really powerful. Though based on some of the power scaling with Yu Yu Hakusho, I would love to do a Midora versus Ryzen, or at least end of series Yusuke, because I mean, obviously Midora is like food luck, and a lot of stuff would destroy Yusuke normally, but Yusuke's sacred energy not being able to be sealed, that's going to be a big factor, because essentially no elemental attacks could work on him. His sacred energy can't be sealed, and yeah, I mean, it would be an interesting fight if you had like Midora versus like Kuwabara, Yusuke, Hiei, and Kurama, because essentially I think like Byakko could like disintegrate you to your molecule or beyond the molecular level, and Toguro could literally turn you into atoms if he hits you with all his might. So I would say Yusuke would do a pretty fair job against such a character. But let's see here. They probably never analyzed the manga likely. The reason people sleep on this series. That is true. A lot of people sleep on Yu Yu Hakusho because they don't really analyze the manga. Shigure is a beast because he didn't care how big the roots are. He was still able to like deal with Kurama here. Of course, Kurama is a very powerful character. I think a lot of people don't give him credit. Which was it, this scan right here? Yeah. A lot happens during this fight. But this is definitely going to be included in the S-Class video. There's a lot more to it. But yeah, people who doubt that characters in Yu Yu Hakusho are that strong are sadly mistaken. But yeah, let's see here. Kurama is planet level plus to large planet type. I would actually give Kurama, given that Kurama scales to Shigure. So this is a feat. I just wanted to show people that there are at least continental feats in Yu Yu Hakusho, or there are really good feats. But if we're talking like straight power scaling, Sensui's aura itself is planetary, right? So think of it this way. If my aura is planetary, right? Toguro's aura couldn't affect upper B classes like Hiei, but it could affect C classes. So that means that if Toguro is at least 10 times stronger than you, this is just a low ball, 10 times stronger than you, then it's going to affect you regardless. And Toguro is even affecting upper B classes like Kuwabara. So let's say 10 times difference. That means Sensui's aura is stronger than the planet Earth, and his punches could obviously be 10 times stronger than that. And then you have his Rishuyuken, which is more than a 2 times amplification. But let's just keep it low ball. Sensui could destroy the Earth at 50%, and then when he goes to his Rishuyuken, that's like 2 times base. So he's at least planetary times 4. Bare minimum planetary times 4. Hokushin is like double the strength of Sensui. And like if you do the multipliers for Hokushin versus Kurama's multiplier, because if you assume that Shigure was around Sensui level, Kurama would jump up there if you do his Yoki by 80. So Yoko Kurama would be like, damn, he would be like I know this sounds like a wank, but if you do the math, Yoko Kurama could arguably be large planet plus. And then characters like Hiei, who can absorb the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, could, oh my gosh, he can arguably hit like Dwarf Star level, literally. I think I scaled Yusuke. Yusuke hit almost Dwarf Star level too, because Yusuke gets 10 times stronger in his demon form. He confirmed that when Ryzen took over, and he said an order of magnitude. overcame me. So that's a 10 times multiplier. And then the sacred energy, according to Sensui, is 10 times more potent than spirit energy. So Yusuke pretty much got 100 times stronger in the fight with Yomi. So his Yoki energy being like, what was it, 500,000 because of Shura, would mean that his actual energy output is, oh my gosh, ridiculous. I think it's over here. Where do I have it? I think I have it here. Yeah, it's in volume 18. I'll show you guys where it confirms that Shura is like a power level of 500k. All right, let's see here. See, is it here? Yeah, there it is. I found it. Let me show this here before we conclude. Because Shura as an infant was over 80k. Keep in mind, Sensui is at least half the strength of Hokushin. So that would mean Sensui's around like 18k. And the fact that Shura as a literal infant is at this level, this is literally like baby Broly. It's like baby Broly hitting 10k when he was a child. Because I know in Dragon Ball 10k is enough to blow up a planet. And Yu Yu Hakusho, I want to say, in Yu Yu Hakusho, judging from Sensui only be able to destroy the Earth with half his power, if Hokushin was like 36k or whatever it was, I think like in Yu Yu Hakusho standards, Sensui, yeah, about 9,000, Yoki of 9,000 Yu Yu Hakusho is just the right amount to destroy a planet, since Sensui could have done it with half his strength. But let me read a couple more of these comments. Sorry, it was of the screen. You're a trusted source for Yu Yu Hakusho. Thank you so much. I'm flattered. You guys are being too nice. How far do you think Yusuke and Hiei Kurama go in DBZ? All right. I'm so glad Screw Tat got it right for Hiei to beat Sasuke. I do think Hiei beat Sasuke. I do, because there are a couple other things I've seen. But let's see. They both were nerfed in the death battle, and depending on Sasuke, they would have used Sasuke. The last Sasuke or Boruto Sasuke definitely wins. That guy is ridiculous. But EMS Sasuke, I could see Hiei actually winning, because EMS Sasuke is not hitting. You got to think about it. Hiei could stack his power to the 4th degree, because he said his Jigan with the Dragon of the Darkness Flame stacks his power to the 4th degree. So if I'm like planetary, right? You got to think of it. If I'm planetary, I could stack that power to the power of 4. That's ridiculous. So whatever, it can become a number. Like, I remember I did the scaling for this number, and I got a little too high. It became calc stacking, because it ended up putting Hiei like solar system level. It was ridiculous. But yeah, the fact is, Yusuke hits this power level at least 500. So Yusuke gets 100 times above that. So Yusuke's Yoki level is at least 50k. And judging from my last amino, let me see here. How strong is I think my last amino where I did it for like Yusuke Urameshi, it was pretty impressive. The Yusuke pretty much got, let's see how strong he got, because I see it here. No, that's the size of the demon world. I'm gonna give you guys one more verdict before I conclude. All right. Yeah, there we go. So Yusuke hit about. So if I assume that since we can blow up a planet by the high end, right? Then since we would be like, I think it's 2.7 Yoda tons of TNT. And I think if I do it like this one right here, 2.7 Yoda tons, Hokushin versus him. I think Yusuke is over. How many times stronger was Yusuke? I think Yusuke was. Yeah. Let me scale Hokushin to him. I think Yusuke was like 320k. So if I do that by his demon form, Yusuke's OP power would be like 32, and then add the sacred energy, that's like 32 million or something like that. And then you gotta take away Hokushin's OP, so Yusuke will be like 5,436 times stronger than Hokushin. And that was the level I put the Rishuyuken at. So as far as like Yoda tons of TNT, I think he hits 14 Ninitons. So yeah, Yusuke hits about Dwarf Star level. Yep. So yeah. Let me continue reading though. All right. But Yusuke, as far as how far Yusuke will make it in Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, I'm gonna stop Yusuke, Kurama, Kuwabara. If they were all working together in a gauntlet, I'm gonna stop them at Android Saga. I do think they beat Final Form Frieza only because, but I have to highball. I have to use Manga Frieza, and I got to lowball Frieza's speed. But I got to highball because if I highball that Botan can travel across space or travel across all those stars, and as fast as she did to the spirit world, and I highball Yusuke and Kuwabara to have equalized speed with Frieza, who they both should be like quadrillions of times faster than light by that scaling, then maybe I would say that Kuwabara can definitely win because Kurama could feed off of Frieza's literal energy. Because they do have chi. Yu Yu Hakusho has chi. They definitely have chi energy in Yu Yu Hakusho. And then the Spirit Sword, Frieza can't escape that no matter what. Even like a fight against Kuwabara versus Kakashi, Kamui doesn't work against the Dimensional Sword. Because the Dimensional Sword doesn't just cut you, it transcends dimensions. It literally transcends. It goes a dimension higher. Like it literally, Kuwabara is literally like 4D. He's literally 4D. Kuwabara has the highest AP in Yu Yu Hakusho. Kuwabara and Makuro. Because Makuro in the anime, she could split dimensions with her fingertips. But they both have the highest AP. Let me see anyway, though. Hiei would smash any version of Sasuke. Let's see here. Sasuke is continent to the moon level, while Hiei is planetary plus the large planetary. Damn, you're 34, my guy. All right, hate to break it to you. Boruto Sasuke fought guys that absorb chakra from... That's true. I'm going to be honest. The Sasuke and Boruto does scale to Momoshiki. He does scale to around star level. Don't get me wrong. Hiei could also be star level because you got to remember if you assume that, let's just say Hiei's power level was like 5,000 whatever, like this is planetary. If he amps that to the 4th degree in Yu Yu Hakusho standards, his power scale, of course you got to wank for both of them, but his power scale would be ridiculous. The star was a large star. Sasuke is really, really powerful. But, Boruto Sasuke does beat Hiei in the manga. But I don't know how he does against anime Hiei. Because anime Hiei scales to sacred energy Yusuke. And anime Hiei... The thing about Hiei is that he blitz Boruto Sasuke. That's the only thing I would say. If I highball Hiei, he blitzes Boruto Sasuke because his speed feats. Hiei is able to travel to and forth to Spirit World. And Hiei doesn't need a physical body. He can just turn astral. And Sasuke could fight and absorb souls because the Rinnegan, but I don't know how he's going to do against Astral Hiei. Because remember, in Yu Yu Hakusho, we already discussed, in the astral bodies, they could travel across this. So they're way faster. If you want to interpret it that way. But as far as I know, you're better off using Giganshi Hiei from the movie. Because if you use Boruto Sasuke, it's kind of... Because we don't know... I don't know how strong Yu Yu Hakusho would have got if they continued. But I do know Giganshi Hiei should scale to Yakumo, who was going to create his own continuum. But yeah, guys, I got to actually head out now because... the dinner's getting cold. But it was definitely a pleasure to come and stream. Hopefully I will do some more streams in the future. But yeah, I'm owing to a much Sasuke needed hacks in Naruto to create a moon. Ain't no star level. I would say that Sasuke does scale to those levels. Only because his chakra output could match Kaguya, who could destroy her own dimension. Like, Kaguya is a character who can literally create her own continuum, her own space, 4D space. So Kaguya is really ridiculous, but of course, you got characters like Yu Yu Hakusho who could match that, like Yakumo, who can also create his own supposed world with the power gem. So if we use like amplified Yakumo and amplified Kaguya, you know, they both kind of hit the same threshold of levels. But Kaguya has multiple dimensions, so it depends on how you want to interpret it. But then again, I don't know. It's a very I want to definitely have a more clear discussion later. But yeah, I'm gonna conclude the stream here, guys. But I want to say thank you to everyone who came through. And yeah, I look forward to hosting again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I would say Shigure is way weaker. Shigure is weaker. He's stronger than Sensui, but weaker than Hokushin and Sachi. Because Sachi and Hokushin were the second in commands for Ryzen and such. And Shigure was the weakest out of Makuro's 77 troops. And yet, so Shigure shouldn't be a threat to Hokushin. But yeah, all right. Then thank you guys so much again. And this is Atari HMB, and I'm signing off. Peace.